What a pleasure to greet you today. And I do so in the name of the Messiah whom God has raised up from the dead. His name is Jesus. I have had the pleasure of experiencing Him, changing my heart. Give me the answer to the question with which I struggled for years. Who am I? The question of my identity. As a boy, I asked myself that question. Then, from whence did I come? Where was I before I got into my mother's womb? I asked myself, thirdly, why am I here? What is there? What is life all about? It did not seem to make sense. And then I asked myself, when this body becomes silent with death, and my friends will give me their last slow walk, where would I be in eternity? Where would I be 100 years from now? And because I did not know what held beyond the grave and beyond death, I wish that I was never born. But you know what? With the great aspiration and potential for academic excellence, and having a religious background and got confirmed, belonging to a church, I still felt something was missing from my life. With my friends, I laughed, and it looked like I was enjoying life. But by myself, I was afraid to die. I wished I was never born. But God in His graciousness came to me. Have you ever asked yourself these questions? And if you've never yet, it's time you do. If you are the only one in the world, God would have loved you enough to send a Savior. And that's what I found out. I found out that my need was not just for education. It was not just for the laughter and friendship of my friends and my social group. It was not just to have a religion to which I give some measure of loyalty. But I needed God in my heart. I needed to be saved. I needed to connect up with my Creator, my source. In a dance hall one night, March the 31st, 1961, I was 17 years of age. I heard a man proclaim that Jesus Christ is the Son of the living God, that He died for the sins of the world, that He was buried, but that He was raised from the dead on the third day, and has offered life and immortality to all that believe. He says, come to me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, I shall give you rest. And that night, weepingly, I cried out to God. I said, Lord, save me. And I began to groan because of the consciousness of the guilt of my sins. And all of a sudden in my tears, I felt when the burden was lifted and God made real to me, Christ died for my sins. And I said, Lord, I take you as my personal Savior. And friends, it was like someone turned on 10 million watts of light power inside of me. I experienced a new life. I knew I connected with God that moment. It was about 9:20 p.m. and all things passed away. I felt a joy I never knew was real. And I knew from that moment I was not just a creature of accident. I am created in the image of God. And that God has now redeemed me. A few weeks after, I got baptized in water, and I was testifying left and right of how God saved me. It is 47 years now, and He has kept me. Just a few weeks after I was converted, He spoke to me. I heard Him speak clearly into my spirit, God's clear word, and I knew. He said, I've appeared unto you for this purpose, to make you minister and to send it to the nations. And today, that's what I've been spending my life doing. And whoever you are, there are two types of people in the world today. Those who are blamers and those who are learners. A blamer blames everybody and circumstances and others for every problem. A learner begins to realize that every situation he faces is an opportunity to learn. When Adam and Eve first sinned and God faced them, when he came to Adam and said, "Where are you?" Adam began to say, "Lord, I am naked." "How do you know that you're naked? Did you eat of the tree?" And Adam said, "Lord, it's the woman whom you gave me." He began to blame. That's where blame has come from. Some of you are blaming your father. Some are blaming your mother for your misery. Some of you are blaming your house, your spouse, or your friends. Or you're blaming the country. Hear me here. God is your source. He is the source of life. Stop blaming. Take responsibility. It doesn't matter how bad a parent you have. You can find and serve a good God. You can live a new life. Two men, two brothers. They were the son of a very notorious drunkard. One of the sons became a drunkard himself. And under the drunken stupor, he killed a man. He ended up serving life. Someone interviewing him asked him at the end of the interview, "How come you end up here?" And the young man said, "Well, with the type of a father I have, what do you expect?" The interviewer went to visit the other sibling, whom he found on the 9th floor of a Main Street office. On the door was the sign of the CEO. On reporting in the office, he met the CEO and the owner. And after interviewing him, he was the brother of the man condemned. After interviewing the second brother, he asked him, "How come you end up here?" And the young man said, "Well, with the type of a father I have, what do you expect? One uses father as an excuse for doing wrong, and one uses father as an opportunity to learn what not to do. They are only blamers and learners in life. Who are you? What are you?" And when we stand at the judgment bar of God, we could not blame anyone for the life we have lived. We must take full responsibility for our lives. And every man must give account for himself. Today, don't blame anyone for your situation. If your parents wasted their living, you cannot pick up and begin to learn by finding someone to teach you. Your father maybe have been a drunkard, have been in divorce and in different things. Your life could take on a new direction. Christ saves and heals and gives you a new beginning. God bless you. Write me, bertrandbeard@gmail.com, or check on our website, or call me at 1-868-645-2845. We love you. God has entrusted us with the gift of healing. And that's not a boast, it's a testimony. It's all because of how good God is, not how good I am. And I've seen thousands of people being healed by God using my voice and these hands. And we want to help you. God is a healer. Let's know how we can pray. We are going to come into your nation one of these days. We are planning for major crusades in India, in Africa, in Europe, and in the Latin nations. But in the meanwhile, contact us.